My friends, this is a great time to become a channel member. Every week now I'm posting uncensored videos exclusively for my channel members, along with custom emojis and live streams for members at the Arch-Villain level where you get to talk to me directly. Please consider supporting this channel by clicking the link in the video description and joining us in our fight to save pop culture. And also, check out our Patreon and Subscribe-Star pages for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, including Harvey Cthulhu's insane podcasts, photos of my vast toy collection, and members at the Legionnaire level receive a signed photo, membership card, and certificate signed by me. You'll find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth. And I am here today to proudly proclaim that once again, Doomcock was right and has been right ever since I began my channel when it comes to that sad, abused franchise known as Star Trek. From the very first idiotic scene of Star Trek Discovery, when Mikey, Spock, and Giorgio Girl are walking around on a desert planet during a storm that's jamming the sensors on their ship. So Giorgio Girl is leading Mikey Spock in a long circuitous route, making a giant Starfleet badge in the sand with their footsteps so their ship can see where they are from orbit and rescue them. And the stupidity that characterized all of STD was immediately evident from the very start in the very first scene, because the thick clouds of the storm would not only jam their sensors, it would also prevent them from seeing the stupid giant badge from orbit. This is the first example of the sloppy writing and idiotic plotting that defined Star Trek disgracery, then later infected Puke Hard and sucked new worlds. And it was shit like this that made me start this YouTube channel. 4 episodes in, I had to emerge from my stealthy lurking at the center of the Earth to protest, this is not Star Trek. Well, my friends, years later, after incalculable damage to the Star Trek franchise, it appears that Skydance agrees with me. They share my immunity to Secret Hideout's dubious charms, and their opinions have been reinforced by a recent audit they commissioned of the performance of the Star Trek franchise. And in this video, I'll be discussing what I've been told about their assessment of the situation and their recommendations about how to proceed with Star Trek.
Judging by the spring in your step and the lilt of your laughter, I'm assuming that these recommendations are not good news for the future of Kurtzman's particular brand of NuTrek, with 0 intellectual calories and plenty of shit to kill lab rats.
You would be correct in that assessment, oh Harvard J. Cthulhu. Folks, one individual behind the scenes said there will be effing riots when people see how bad the Section 31 movie is. We don't have long to wait to see it. I believe it will air this week, and I'll be reviewing this thing for your amusement, despite the physical pain and possible cognitive damage I will suffer in the process. But let me tell you, when an actor on the show publicly sounds the warning, this is not the Trek fans are wanting, believe him. Section 31 has only solidified Skydance's opinion that this franchise is severely damaged. But how damaged is it? And how is Skydance moving forward with it? Here is what I've been told. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to me by a longtime source claiming knowledge of the situation behind the scenes, but since I cannot personally confirm any of this, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. My friends, as you know, the final episode of Star Trek Lower Decks decanonized all of Star Trek Discovery and anything that spun off of STD, revealing that this universe was a perverted alternate universe zapped by some kind of reality distortion wave. Subsequently, I was informed by my source that this was deliberate. The mandate came from higher-ups at the studio who realized just how badly Star Trek has been damaged by this secret hideout crap, and they want all this stuff decanonized to clear the decks for a reset. Well, now it turns out that Skydance commissioned some auditors from outside the company to examine data related to the performance of Star Trek since 2000 and to issue recommendations for moving forward based on the data. Now, one thing they were contemplating was moving forward with Star Trek Legacy, a show based on Picard Season 3. This was a move I opposed vehemently with every fiber of my being because I have eyes to see and a brain in my head. And from the opening scene in Picard Season 3, where Dr. Crusher turns into Rambo and zaps space pirates with a phaser rifle that she keeps cocking like it's a damn shotgun on a ship that seems to have only 2 light bulbs on it, judging by the murky, dark gloom that permeates the scene, it's painfully clear to me that Picard Season 3 was just more Kurtzman Trek, only with 200% more member berries and a stunt casting gimmick bringing the next generation crew together one more time, a one-trick pony with a broken leg that can never be duplicated again. Picard Season 3 was just as filled with idiocy as STD and Suck New Worlds. It was just hidden better. But Doomcock was not fooled. One strategy they were contemplating at the company was to go ahead and make Star Trek Legacy, but that would involve continuing with Kurtzman Trek. It would mean essentially buying Secret Hideout for the rights and then moving forward with an extension of the Kurtzman Trek universe. And they were considering this madness for a time. Enter the auditors, who according to my source had this to say about it, and again, I am presenting this as rumor, quote, licensing revenue at CBS for Trek down 92.4% in 2024 fiscal year, blamed entirely on Kurtzman. Skydance review on merchandise, Kurtzman/JJ Trek down 90% compared to expectations. Non-Kurtzman Trek merch down 40% since 2000. Skydance told that Secret Hideout produced Trek is actually becoming a reason to not subscribe to Paramount Plus, and people are not subbing because of it, unquote. Now again, I must stress that I have not seen these reports myself. This is simply what my source is relaying to me, and I am indeed presenting it in that way, as a rumor. My source continues, quote, to summarize, auditors have advised Skydance to not buy Kurtzman out and to cancel the whole franchise. Do not engage, do not buy the license back from Kurtzman. Cut them off when the contract ends and paralyze the money in the interim. Let Trek rest for several years, then reset where Enterprise left off, unquote.
So, are you saying these auditors feel the franchise is so tainted, they need to completely wash their hands of any trace of NuTrek and do a complete reset to the actual Star Trek continuity as it existed in the early 2000s?
Yes, Skull of Calderon, that seems to be the case. My source continues, quote, Kurtzman is apparently open to letting Skydance buy Secret Hideout. Skydance has been advised not to. Let's say they want to pick up Legacy, where Picard 3 left off. They would need to own that. Lower Decks, Prodigy, same thing. Skydance will follow the recommendations, unquote. So for clarification, I sent my source the following question to make sure I was understanding what they were saying clearly. My question was, they're being advised not to buy Secret Hideout, let everything from this era die/disappear, and reset back to Enterprise? My source replied, yes. So, there you are, my friends. Apparently, Skydance and Paramount are paying close attention to how Section 31 performs before they decide officially how to proceed. But from what I'm hearing, Section 31 may find a new bottom to the NuTrek barrel, but I'll wait and see before I make the call. Suffice it to say, barring some kind of diabolical reversal, which has happened in the past, it appears the long national nightmare for Star Trek fans may be ending at last, and a return to canon, optimism, and caring about fans may lie ahead. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.